Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, improving your health could be a walk in the park. We'll hear how one hospital prescribes nature for nurturing. Then, 100 never looked so good. We'll see what Stan Hewitt has planned for its centennial celebration. Think you've stated the obvious in your estate plan? Maybe not. We'll help you avoid any errors. Plus, is your health insurance in good health? We'll prescribe help. And we'll update you on the Older Americans Act as it marks its golden anniversary.
It's time to get geoing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. Need some exercise? Looking for access to activities? Plant yourself in a park. Dr. James Campbell is here with health help that is a breath of fresh air. Dr. Campbell is the director of the Senior Health Outpatient Center at Metro Health. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So it's good for our health to get outdoors, right?
There's nothing more important for our health than physical activity, and there's nothing more enjoyable than doing physical activity outdoors. And Cleveland is blessed to have a great set of Metro Parks, and we are really very pleased that Metro Health and the Metro Parks have joined together so that we'll be doing activities together specifically focused around physical activity, health education for seniors, and the Metro Health Prime program will also offer some of those seniors unique opportunities and benefits in the Metro Parks.
Okay, so who can join Metro Health Prime?
Metro Health Prime is a free program. Basically, anyone can join it. All you got to do is give us a call, sign up. We'll get you enrolled. You can come to any of the programs. There's discounts at various activities throughout the Metro Parks, the zoo, golf, and other places.
Wow, so talk about some of the programs that are offered.
Well, a couple of things that we're really pleased with is, we're going to have Grandparents' Day and Grandkids' Day. So we'll have a time to share some time intergenerationally in the zoo,
okay,
which is a great location. It's actually only about a block and a half from my office.
Oh, boy.
And that's a time when people get to not only get some exercise, but spend some real quality time with their families.
So grandkids and then grandparents. So do grandparents bring their grandkids and then the grandkids bring their grandparents?
We try not to focus on who's bringing who, but eventually one of them gets in for free, so that's the good news.
And you have a walking program?
We have a walking program, Metro Health Prime Senior Steps. So really what we're looking at is the Metro Health Parks is helping us to have senior safe walking paths. So you get to walk out in nature on pathways that are between 1 mile and 3.2 miles, which is the traditional 5K. And so you actually can get out, and it really is helpful to have sort of a goal and to say, well, I'm going to do this 1 mile walking path 5 days a week or whatever it is so that you can get yourself an exercise regimen.
How about yoga?
Yoga is another thing that's a wonderful exercise program, and we have the Light and Easy Yoga program that will be delivered. All you need is a blanket and your willingness to participate.
And that's outdoors too?
That's outdoors as well.
Everything's outdoors.
That's right. It's that time of year.
Yeah, we need to get outdoors. We get so little of it in Cleveland.
That's true.
And there's also some benefits as far as, I guess, percentage off when you're buying things at the zoo and around town?
You get some discounts on a variety of the vendors that are in the zoo. And you have some discounts on some of the different things, like I said, the tickets to some of the grandkids, grandparent events. So there's lots of discounts that are sort of built in, but just by having this little membership card to Prime, as well as also benefits at other places, like there's, you get money off, I think, in the golf pro shops. You get to join up in the senior golf tournament.
Ooh.
You get money off on greens fees for the golfing, all of which is through the Metro Parks.
All right. Now, I noticed on the list that you had given me, there's also tobogganing. So you're talking outdoors not only during the summer,
during the winter
you're going to get
as
people
well.
outdoors during the winter, too.
That's right.
And Metro Health Prime is through, that's right, Metro Health Prime through Metro Health Hospital. So there's a phone number and there's a website, I guess, that people can go to?
You can get there through, metrohealth.org and get to the regular Metro Health website. That'll guide you to Metro Health Prime. The phone number is on your screen, I hope.
It's
and
up there
so
now.
there you go. So you can call that
Just
number
call
and a
and
live
sign up.
person will actually sign you up.
All right. Any last tips for this summertime that we're coming into now?
The biggest part of any of these programs is getting yourself off the couch. So as soon as you're off the couch, we give you the opportunity to actually go to some beautiful places. The Emerald Necklace is something most communities don't have.
You're right.
And a lot of these places are very, very close to the city. They're downtown, the zoo. You know, golfing is all throughout the county. There's lots of access and lots of fun.
All right. So Metro Health and the Metro Parks, a healthy combination. To make the most of this dynamic duo, sign up for Metro Health Prime by using Dr. Campbell's information.
To learn more, call Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or log on to www.metrohealth.org. Next, 100 years of history. But first, his name was Fleming, Ian Fleming. And as the creator of James Bond, he invented incredible adventures for the sexy super spy. Most of these tales were tapped out on a uniquely tinted typewriter. Do you know what hue this author cast for his typewriter? We'll color in the answer when we return.
Here, we're improving the health of our community. Here, a student sees a doctor without ever leaving school. Here, a stroke survivor regains the use of his right hand. Here, a foster child gets the consistent care he deserves. Here, and here, we're breaking new ground every day. So we can break ground here tomorrow. Be a part of the Metro Health transformation. It's good for everyone. Here.
Maybe you saw this plot twist coming. Ian Fleming, the writer who penned Goldfinger, put his fingers on a gold-plated typewriter to craft the chronicles of undercover agent James Bond. It was a novel choice for this best-selling novelist.
You're invited to a party 100 years in the making, and the party lasts all summer long. Gail Marie Ford is here to personally encourage your RSVP to the event of the century, the centennial celebration of Stan Hewitt Hall and Gardens. Gail Marie is the Vice President of Outreach and Communications at Stan Hewitt. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So first of all, let's go back to the beginning and talk about how Stan Hewitt came to be.
Absolutely. F.A. Seiberling and his wife Gertrude actually built Stan Hewitt between the years of 1912 and 1915. F.A., of course, was the co-founder of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. And they actually moved in as a family on Christmas Day in 1915. We always have to remind people that Stan Hewitt is not a person, it's actually a place. Stan Hewitt is Old English for stone quarry, and that was the largest natural resource on the land when the family actually purchased it back in 1911. So, and of course the home itself is styled in the Tudor Revival style. So they took the Old English version of that name, of that word.
Mm-hmm. And they hired a excellent architect.
They did. Charles Schneider, who is with the Cleveland office of George Post and Sons, actually designed the home, and in doing so he actually created one of the most stunning examples of Tudor Revival architecture in America. Warren Manning actually designed the gardens and the grounds, and he was actually a protege of Frederick Law Olmsted, who had something to do with the Biltmore down in North Carolina. So that connection was very important, and we're very fortunate because Stan Hewitt has actually been a public museum since 1957. And those of us who are fortunate to work there or volunteer there are actually carrying forward the Seiberling legacy, which is no nobis solum, not for us alone. So it really does allow us to open up the estate to actually share the beautiful architecture, the stories of the Seiberlings themselves, the magnificent gardens. Mm-hmm. Also gives us a chance to have some really amazing signature events, which
and you've got celebrations planned for this 100-year anniversary, right? So tell us about some of those.
We're so excited. We've created new exhibits, tours, and events for the 100th anniversary. So one of our new exhibits is called Blueprints to Bricks, and it's actually an insider's tour. It takes you both inside and outside of the manor house and onto the gardens, and allows you to see a side of Stan Hewitt that most guests never have a chance to see. For instance, the historic elevator is going to be opened up for the first time. And it will occur twice daily. We've also restaged the manor house to look like it did in 1915, which is something very different, and we've actually rearranged the tour route as well. And our season theme, by the way, is Second Century in Bloom. So we're actually honoring the past while planting the seeds for the future.
And gardening. Lots of things going on in the gardens,
We
right?
have a signature exhibit coming in, yes, titled Bloom, which we're very excited about. It runs June 2nd to September 20th. Artist Craig Mitchell-Smith will be coming down and installing 32 larger-than-life glass sculptures, which are pretty stunning. 12 of them he designed specifically for Stan Hewitt and in the gardens, and the others are part of his collection. So they'll actually be planted in the gardens and just be extraordinary. Some of them are as tall as 20 feet.
Boy.
So they're really pretty spectacular. We're also building an event around the Bloom exhibit titled Twilight and Flashlights, and it's for 6 summer evenings. We actually almost never open in the evening except for Shakespeare, so we're excited to be open 7 to 11 and to create just a really wonderful environment with food and music and entertainment and
Excellent.
a chance to see them uplit. So, and then we have Picturing the Past as well. So we've actually taken 15 larger-than-life images and positioned them at the same vantage point from the original photograph, so you can see then and now.
Then and now. That would be very interesting.
Absolutely.
Huh? So, and then there's a Community Day event.
Yes, we are having our official anniversary celebration on Sunday, August the 16th. And it is open to the entire community. We do ask that they pre-register so that we can plan appropriately. But it will be an opportunity for everyone to have a taste of Stan Hewitt. So vintage baseball, the Goodyear Band will be playing. We'll have complimentary tours, antique cars. They'll be able to enjoy the gardens, the grounds, the manor house.
Sounds
play
great.
garden.
All right, looking forward to
Absolutely.
it. There's so much to see and so much to celebrate. Plan now to be a part of the party and use the information that's coming up next to discover all of the details. My thanks to Gail Marie for giving us a peek at all the party plans.
Thanks for.
Find out more by calling Stan Hewitt at 330-836-5533 or visit www.stanhewitt.org. Next, perfecting your estate planning. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Are you a senior? Then May 20th is your day. That's when the Cleveland Department of Aging will once again host Senior Day. Held at Cleveland Public Hall, Senior Day begins at 10 a.m. with an informational fair and lunch at noon. Then the day ends with entertainment. And it's all free. To learn more, call 216-664-2833 or click to www.cleveland-oh.gov/aging.
When you die, who gets what and when and how much? These are questions you should answer now to save your family a lot of heartache and save everyone a lot of money later. To get us started, Mike Niederhellman is here to educate us on estate planning. Mark is a financial advisor with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lori.
So we all know we should have a will, but why?
Well, a will is a personal declaration of your intentions about the disposition of your assets when you pass away. And you're right, everybody should have one. The fact is, most people don't have a will. A 2007 Harris Interactive study found that 55% of adult Americans do not have a will. Yet 95% of those same people want to decide who their money goes to, something that's probably not going to happen if they don't have a will.
Wow,
Without a will, transfer of your assets could be complicated, expensive, and create unnecessary taxes.
So can we just write up a will on our own?
Estate planning is very complicated, and it causes the creation of legal documents like trusts and wills. These are critical tasks, and I think it's necessary for you to consult a knowledgeable person like an estate and a trust attorney.
Because you can make mistakes if you try to do it on your own, huh?
You can. And when you're getting started, the basic things that you want to address are how much can you give, who do you give it to, and when do you give it to them? You might want to give assets to people during your lifetime, or you might want those assets distributed to them after your death. And these three issues are interactive. Changing one of these could complicate the estate planning process.
Sure.
So you want to do a good job.
Okay, doke. So let's say we did our will a few years ago. So are we all good to go and nothing else we have to worry about?
Could be, but it probably is a good idea just to review a couple of things to make sure that everything is in order. For example, do the parties involved in your will know that they're involved So have you had a conversation with your executor, letting them know that they're the executor? Having this conversation might bring up some competency issues, and it's a good idea to find out if there's any competency problems before it's too late.
Before something is too late,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to review your will in light of life's changes. There are births, there are deaths, there are divorces. Does your will still accomplish what it is that you wanted it to accomplish? I like backup plans. Do your estate planning documents have backup plans? What if one of your children predeceases you? Are assets going to go to your grandchildren, or are those grandchildren going to be bypassed? Are there successors to those appointed in your will? Is there a successor executor? Your estate planning documents need to be able to stand the test of time. You need to make sure that there's adequate liquidity. In today's depressed real estate market, your executor might need to put money into your home to get it to the point where it can be sold. The last thing you want to do is create a fire sale. The last thing is, are those that are going to inherit money capable of handling the inheritance? Too many horror stories have come from someone either too young or otherwise incapable of handling money, and the gift turned out to be a curse.
Yeah, there's so many issues you got to deal with, but you've got help, right? A seminar coming up.
We do, as a matter of fact. Lineweaver Financial Group is having one of our educational programs on June 9th and June 11th, and this seminar is entitled, Don't Leave Your Family with a Flawed Estate Plan. If you're interested in attending, give our office a call.
Sounds great. Now, no one likes to think about, let alone plan for their death, but making arrangements could be the most loving gift you could ever give to your family, freeing them from unnecessary stress and costs. To learn more, attend the Lineweaver Financial Group seminar or give them a call. The number's coming up next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or click to www.lineweaver.net. Next, rest assured about your health insurance. It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on Golden Opportunities.
Hello everybody, it's Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we are here today to show you not only how to work your important shoulder muscles, but also the triceps and the back of the arm. Every woman wants to work that area. You ready to do it?
I was born ready.
All right, let's do it. We got our bands here. We're gonna start with the bands under our backside, because we wanna be seated on the band just to make sure they stay in place. What we're gonna do from here is we're gonna start with our hands at about a 45-degree angle and our palms just above our shoulders. We're simply gonna press that band up above the head, just about touch, and bring them back down to the starting position, okay? We're looking for 12 to 15 repetitions, slow and controlled movement, and also please do not rock back and forth and maintain that good posture. How you feeling, Lori?
Oh, taller already.
Taller already, all right,
taller,
yeah. That's good, you got some strong shoulders there, everybody. Okay, 12 to 15, make sure you're breathing, and now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
We've been told your medical information is supposed to be private, but I bet you still have a healthy skepticism about whether it's actually secure. Brad Gladish is here to prescribe some assurance. Brad is an enterprise security specialist. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I mean, of course, doctors keep files on patients. So what is it that's keeping that information secure?
Sure. Well, in 1996, the United States government passed what's called the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. It's a mouthful.
Yes.
But most people know it by as HIPAA.
Right.
And basically, in general, what HIPAA does is it outlines the security requirements that health insurers and medical providers must follow when they're protecting health information. Now, obviously, the government regulations are extremely important, but at Medical Mutual, our customer information is gold, and we just feel it's the good business practice and the right thing to do.
Okay, so all this information, what kind of information that's included under the HIPAA rules?
Sure. So anything that you would think would be in your typical medical file, past conditions, current conditions, and future conditions that you may have. It could include notes from conversations that your doctors may have had about your treatment or your care. It could also include a lot of information that that other companies that support hospitals and clinics, those are called business associates. So third-party billers, there could be other data providers, and all of these people need this information, and they're holding on to it for a legitimate purpose.
Okay. There's a lot of people, though, it sounds like when you're going to the doctor, and then there's the transcription person, and there's the billing person, and there's the insurance company. That's a lot of different people.
It is, yes.
How do we make sure that that is all, you know, still secure?
Sure. Well, a lot of those entities will be under the laws of HIPAA, so therefore it's considered protected health information, and there's the rules they have to follow. For example, HIPAA dictates what people can do with this information, who can see it, how they can share it. There's a rule in there called the minimum necessary rule, and basically when people need to use this information, they have to use the minimum necessary to perform that task. Okay. Now, there is one caveat. If a doctor is talking about your care or your treatment, they are able to disclose more information than the minimum necessary. Because
that might be actually needed.
Absolutely.
Okay, so maybe minimum necessary for a biller might just be name, address, and code or something like that.
Okay. Right.
Now, systems are being hacked all the time. Social Security numbers are always getting out there. How do we know that the system doesn't get hacked by into one of these providers of service,
sure,
and people who have the information?
Sure, absolutely. So for an organization to begin protecting sensitive information, it all starts with a risk treatment plan, which allows them to identify risk, address the risk, and hopefully prevent the risk from happening. So some of the common practices that many organizations do, including Medical Mutual, is use passwords or PIN numbers, which makes the information only available to people who have that password. You can encrypt the information, which jumbles it around and makes it unreadable, except to people who have a key to decrypt it and then view it. But the important thing is you also want to have accountability. Who's accessing the information? When are they accessing it? And what are they doing with it? Okay,
so the HIPAA rules cover all of this stuff with all those different providers, and it's safe, right?
Well, it's safe for those who are under the laws of HIPAA, okay? So there are a lot of other organizations out there that need legitimate access to the information. Employers, workmen compensation carriers, and life insurance companies. They're all asking health information. Fortunately, the privacy and security of protected information is a hot topic right now. So there are other laws in place that hopefully those organizations will be under to still protect your information. Yes.
All right. So let's give a HIPAA hooray to Brad for joining us today to explain these privacy policies. To learn more, use the information that's coming up next.
Find out more about Medical Mutual of Ohio by visiting their website, www.medmutual.com/2015options, or call 1-866-488-3266. Next, the importance of the Older Americans Act, 50 years later.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
The month of May is Older Americans Month and the 50th anniversary of the Older Americans Act. So how did this act get enacted? And what's changed in the last 50 years? My law partner Mike Solomon is here to give us the benefit of his wisdom about this act and what benefits may apply to you. So
hello,
welcome, Mike. So first, a history lesson. How did the Older Americans Act come to be?
Well, back in 1963, President Kennedy set up the National Council of Senior Citizens to start focusing on this issue. And eventually, it became the Older Americans Act. In 1965, President Johnson signed it into law. Back in '63, there were like 17 million people who were 65 and over. A third of them were in poverty.
Oh, boy.
So right now, you have around 36 million Americans who are 65 or over. It's around 12% of the population, but only 10% are at the poverty level. And they figure by 2050, you're going to have like 87 million people 65 or over, and that's like 21% of the population expected to be. So it's a big and growing part of the population, makes this act even more important going forward.
Yeah. So what are some of the benefits of the Older Americans Act that might be of value to our viewers?
Well, there are plenty, but one would be that they help fund the Ohio Department of Aging, and you can go on their website. They've got a ton of different programs available. It's aging.ohio.gov. And you go on that website, you can see some of the programs. For example, one of the programs is called the Senior Community Services Employment Program. And what this is, it's a program to get people, it's funded by the U.S. Department of Labor, and the Ohio Department of Aging will use this funding to help you get job training and work experience, real work experience. It's meant for older Americans, 55 and over, who are low income and need this sort of help to find a job.
Okay, what are some of the other programs available?
Well, again, there are a lot too many to go into. I'll mention a couple. There's one, again, dealing with employment. It's called the Employment and Training One-Stop Centers. And what this is many older Americans either have to continue to work or they want to work. And so they can go to these centers. There's one in Cuyahoga County. You go there, they have all these computerized searches to find the right job for you. A lot of jobs that you won't necessarily find in the want ads. And they have people there, staff there, who can help you, prepare your resume, help you find a job. It's a very, very good tool available out there. Secondly, and for many people very important, they have the Ohio's Office of State Long-Term Care Ombudsman. And what this is at the state level, you can contact this number, you see it on the screen, and there's one in Cuyahoga County also. See that number on the screen. And these are people, if you're having problems with home health care or long-term care, things like that, you can use them to help you act as a middleman, maybe help you through some of the problems you're running into.
Okay, and then there's the Western Reserve Area on Aging.
Right, again, that's Cuyahoga County. That's the number's on the screen there, and you can contact them. They'll be your advocates for you, help you find all the programs and services out there. And many cities have their own departments also.
Excellent. So thanks to the Older Americans Act, seniors have many places to turn for assistance, including the many numbers and websites we gave you today. Need more help? Give Mike a call. The number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, The Doctor Will See You Now. We'll update you on the latest medical news. Then, ready to take a hike? We'll step up and tell you about tours that highlight history all around our town. And we'll help you take center stage as you enter your third act, retirement. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.